Welcome to Rangers Radio on the Matchday show, the world's one and only unique live phone-in show for Rangers supporters all over the world. Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Hello and welcome back to Rangers Radio. Rangers nil, Falkirk nil. Join myself, Robert, back in the show is Albert. Albert, let's just say the least said about that performance, the better, mate.
Oh, I'm glad I fell asleep, mate. I missed most of it. I'm joking.
It could have put you to sleep, though, couldn't it?
Oh, aye. If you suffer insomnia, just have a watch that back. That'll send you to sleep. But it was bad, mate. It was really bad. We didn't even look like scoring, to be honest with you.
No, we didn't. For me, mate, lack of quality, as we've said for a number of weeks and months now. Lack of urgency, lack of creativity, just lack of absolute everything. No penetrating runs, too static, passing's poor, nobody coming out and taking the game by scruff of the neck, trying to dictate something. All right, Barami, first half, I thought looked fresh, looked quite. You could see the ability he's got, looked like he was trying to impact the game, made a good couple of runs in the box as well. Unlucky with a shot near the end of the first half, but other than that, mate, woeful.
Just woeful, mate. Too many players run towards the guy hooked with the ball. No, I mean, it's just don't make any runs at all. No angles that you could actually thread a ball through. Nothing, mate. There's just nothing. Wales no taking MD on, no getting. Even if they did try, which was very rare, they very rarely get by. Barami done it a couple of times. Look what happened. He caused havoc. He had the box once or twice. He gets right in the box, causes a bit of confusion. Nothing came out, of course, but at least it looks a lot better and a lot more dangerous. Apart from that, nothing. We play a million passes to go nowhere. And we play a million passes to and nobody gets pulled out of position. They all just stand and watch this passing it about aimlessly. And knowing fine well, we don't need to move, we don't need to do anything. And then when the day of press on us, we start panicking. I don't know why we start panicking, but we start panicking. But it's just, there's no quality, man. It's just as simple as that. There's just no quality. You're hoping that people are going to spring into life, and that's just hope. There's nothing telling you there. Barami showed some wee touches of class, but it's too little. It's Asgard. I don't know what the boy's about. I really don't know what he's about. He flatters to deceive. You think he's going to get something out of him, but name one pass he done today. Could you think of one, Robert, that opened that defence up? Or one shot, it ballooned right out of the barn up the top tier. There's nothing there, man. I don't know where people seeing this guy, but I'm just hoping he comes. Well, it's supposed to be that your man Roll is turning and says Asgard will settle down and will be okay. I hope he's right, but I don't see it. Do you see it?
No, I don't. And he's got ability, Albert, as we've said many times, but he's not producing it. And the shot you're talking about, when you watch it back, I felt he could have slipped in Miovski. Same with Conor Barron when he had his shot and goal in the first half, which was arguably probably our best chance up until near the end of the game. It just, for me, it just shows how far we've regressed. There's absolutely nothing there going forward. I thought the two centre halves, majority of the game, dealt with everything pretty well. Few wobbles near the end, but
to be fair, they did, mate. I agree with that. They did. They're decent enough game, though. They thought been absolutely brilliant. A decent enough game. What they were doing, they've learned for the Livingston game, and I've seen Roll shouting at Jigger when the guy's pressing, pushing back on you. Push forward. Don't let them keep pushing. Push forward. Attack the ball. And the two of them started doing it, and they won a hell of a lot of balls. And you're saying, "Oh, this looks better now." They're starting to learn. So they did have a decent game, the two of them. Couldn't say that with the fullbacks, but the two centre halves. Butland was okay right up until the last 5-10 minutes of the game, and decides to do some crazy things. Best known to himself. I don't know what he was up to. But midfield is a midfield, mate. Do you want to talk about the midfield? Because there's not much to talk about.
No, there wasn't, mate. Again, you know, Connor Barron does his usual. I was surprised that he came off, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's just because maybe we'll play on Wednesday night again, but I didn't think Raskin was too great. He done his usual kind of putting the foot in, but it seemed to me that the game just kind of passed the midfield by. They were trying to get it out to Barami first half. Second half became a bit more direct, but it got to the point, mate, that it was just hitting hope rather than trying to create something.
There's not enough running off the ball. This is the problem from the midfield and from the forwards. There's just not enough movement. Everybody's stationary. Everybody's looking for the perfect ball. You need to move into space for a start. They don't know how to get space. There's another point. They just seem to devoid ideas of how to get space. But if you get Connor Barron being your playmaker, you're in trouble, mate. If you get Connor Barron taking shots for 20 yards out, no, forget about it. It's not going to happen. It's just not happening. The boy, if they heard about the boy, he's not got any quality at all when it comes to that sort of stuff. He's and Raskin is a playmaker as well. It's not working, mate. The two of them is playmakers, and that's what the two of them are trying to be. It's not working, mate. What they're supposed to be is defensive midfielders. They're spoilers, mate. They're supposed to win the ball and get to the football players. But the trouble is, we'll be football players.
I've got a comment here from one of the guys out in the YouTube feed, Ali. He says, our players play like millionaires, not given a toss, no fight, no desire, no nothing, can't string 3 passes together. Time to call Gerrard. There's a question marks with some supporters already about Danny Rowe because he is picking the team, but a lot of these players have got to take responsibility and they've been getting away with murder this season in particular.
Right, well, we're not going to pick and tab now. I don't think I'm going to start picking and tab because I know he tried to drive a T-bone later on, late in the game there, and it just did nothing with about him to help drive him on right. So I'm not picking and tab. But why is he taking every corner kick? Why is he still taking every free kick? We've got we've got a set piece coach in now, and I don't see nothing's changed. The first corner he took last week we scored against Livingston, I went, oh, something different. We've actually scored for a corner kick. But since then, nothing. So his idea of coaching is takes every corner as usual and get to the biggest guy in the team as usual. So you're sitting going, so what's changed? Nothing's changed. So that's that. Questions need to be asked. Roles, it's not his players, and we keep saying things like this. It's not his players. But it's the systems, mate, and the way they're playing. They played the exact same way they played under Martin. Exact same, mate. Nothing's changed. And I'm looking at it the exact same under Clement as well, apart from some new players we get in. But it's the same nonsense. It's the exact same slow, methodical, side-to-side, backward passing. It's boring, mate. You seen Big Fernandez and you seen Jigger looking up to put a forward pass, and there is nobody moving. They're left with the ball and they're going, and they're passing between each other, and you seen Raskin shouting at him. And they're rightly saying, well, what do you want me to pass it to? There's nobody can show for it. And then all of a sudden, Miovski runs 25 yards, 30 yards for the box into the right to the halfway to take a pass. You're going, that's smashing, that's great. Who's running behind him? You pointed that out yourself. Who's running in behind him? Nobody's moving, mate. Your team's static. That's the problem. We're trying to outpass teams. What you need to do is to outwork teams, but we're not working anybody, mate. And you need to be cute. Well, we're no cute. It's just lack of quality, mate. That's all I can say it is. I'm trying to think of something positive, but it's lack of quality.
Hi, mate. Your thoughts are pretty much that of those that are listening on Facebook as well. A lot of people commenting on the feed saying that just again lack of quality, but we don't look any better off than what we did under Russell Martin. We don't look coached. I mean, you're talking about Tav there with set pieces. We've got a guy who's 6'4", 6'5", and the first corner he wins is the last one at the end of the game. Never one set piece did we take and aim for him.
I've got my own theory with these corner kicks. I've got I watched Roma taking theirs once. Clever, really clever. They had 3 sets of players in the box and 3 set groups. That's what they had. and the guy's taking the corner kick. And I'm going, that's smart, that's really clever. And they've all got their own wee routines and their own wee space to run to. Smart as anything. And I'm saying, that's clever. What it does is doesn't allow the defence to pick up any particular, because they don't know where the ball's going. But then you've got Tav. Tav will put his one arm up, or he'll put his two arms up, or he'll do some sign. So that's smashing. Do you know think these coaches are reading these sign stuff to say, oh, that's a back post one, or that's a front post one? Stop doing the signs. Put your three groups together and decide yourself when you're where the ball is going. So you're the only one that will know, but your three sets of players will all know their places they should be. So the ball will come to one of them. The defence will not know what one it's coming to. Just you will know what's going. Instead of that, we just advertise everything and say, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. And nothing ever comes of them. Very rarely. We got a goal last week. That's what I see. And you're right, I just don't see any change for Martin. I don't. It's just the same garbage dished up again. All you're doing is getting victories now, mate. And we were back to draws right enough. He was getting draws as well, but because the managers, it's players. It's definitely the players, mate. It's no doubt about it. It's no managers, it's players. Players are not good enough. Simple. There is a silver bullet to all this, by the way. And people say there isn't a silver bullet. There is a silver bullet, mate. The silver bullet is winning games. And how do you win games? Get better quality players. That's your silver bullet, mate. So the snow's rocket science. Any team tell you the same thing. And you need to have a guy said he's willing to look at different ways to win games. We don't. We're a one-trick pony, mate. We play the same way. Every team we play play the exact same way. No change. Take the exact same free kicks. And it's the same person that takes every free kick and every corner kick. It's never, as I say, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. It's a sign of madness. Well, we're there, mate. It's madness with us.
No, I think it's spot on, mate. It's becoming predictable, and if us as supporters in the stands are sitting at home watching the game, we can see what's going to happen. So it's easy for teams to do their homework on is prepare for a game and just come with a game plan. And that's what Falkirk did today. They came with a game plan. They got that point, and I'll be honest, I wouldn't have been surprised if they'd nicked a winner because they looked the most likely to score. We didn't look like scoring at all. And that's what 3 games in the bounce, maybe.
Aye. I mean, when's the last time we scored for open play? Was it against last week, the second goal? Was that? We don't score many goals. We don't score many goals for open play, mate. And that tells you everything you want. How do you sort this? I mean, obviously they recognise it. How are you going to sort this? How we get this? So people keep saying we need a centre forward. Tell me a chance that Mayothi had the day that he missed. Tell me a chance that Daniela had the day that he missed. Why do we need another centre forward? Did you starve him a service? So it doesn't matter about centre forwards at the moment. You don't know if these 3 are any good or no, because they don't get any service. So what is it then? What do we do now? To me, it's a midfield, mate. It's a complete new midfield you need. The midfield are just, they're one-paced. They're very limited in their technical abilities, mate. Very limited. I don't think one of the players in there, Raskin aside, Raskin does, if he does his job, but he doesn't want to do his job. He wants to do everybody else's job. He wants to be the star man. He wants to run about with the playmaker. I want to win the ball. I want to play with the playmaker. I want to score goals. Forget about it. You're not that kind of player. He's so apart from him, which he should be getting sold in January anyway. The other ones, the rest of them, they could just get rid of a lot of them, mate. They're no good enough. They're just simply no good enough, and they're never going to be good enough. They're no vision. Anyway, I don't want to hog it.
No, you're fine, mate. Again, loving the interaction out there on Facebook and YouTube. A couple of comments coming into us. Again, kind of backing up what you're saying, Albert. Chris on YouTube has said, gutless and toothless players who are well out of their depth at our club. Tim Donovan, watching Rangers this season has been so depressing. I honestly can't remember enjoying any games this season. Came up on Thursday night for the European night and only stood up once for the penalty. We're not getting what we're paying for, Albert. And as us as supporters, we'll know when we're not satisfied, we'll certainly let you hear it. And you heard that at the end of the game again today. I know you're not a big fan of booing, but
no, what I mean, Robert, don't boo the players for individually if they make mistakes, I'm saying. But that performance deserves booed because it's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. I don't disagree with the support booing that a performance. It's just that I'm saying that see that jiggling certain players, you sit and go, they're not going to get better if you keep on booing them. That's a fact. But that performance doesn't it certainly doesn't deserve a clap or a cheer. And booing's probably about right because it's dreadful, mate. It's absolutely dreadful. And I don't care what anybody says. Some of the body language of these players don't look to me they're really bothered me at times. It's you watch them, it's everything's an effort and everything. You're going to show some enthusiasm, what you're actually all about. They don't look that way to me, mate. But is that just modern day football players? I don't know, mate. I don't know. I see other teams with players that look if they're right up for the fight, right up for the game. Our players never do.
That's certainly a good question to ask, mate. It'd be good to get some callers in as well to kind of answer the opinions. As I said, a lot of interaction on Facebook and YouTube, so keep them coming. But give us a phone and let us know what your thoughts are. So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Albeit the worrying thing is, mate, there's still a lot of games to come up until the window opens. As much as January can't come quick enough, there's a hell of a lot of games to play for and points to play for before we even get there. And if that's what we're going to have until the window opens, then we're in for a long, long road, which we all knew anyway.
By the time the January's when the window opens and the time we get business done, well, this team playing like this, they'll be well out the league, mate, well out the league. But if they're playing like this, for now to the January window ends, and we get players in, and even then, how many players are you going to need to do anything? Where do you start with this? I mean, it's over. It's daunting when you think about it. Well, you've got to be pragmatic about it and just say, well, okay, then we can't do it all. That's a fact. So let's start somewhere. But normally you're building a team for the back. That's the normal way to build a team. Build it for the back. So is that what we do? We just start saying, right, okay, we're going to build for the back. Or do we say we'll get the midfield in January if we can? And then because most of the back line is going away in at summer anyway, so we'll build for the back for summer onwards. They might do it that way, mate. But it's frightening. It's frightening because who was it that said they weren't even excited? Tell me the last time you were actually excited watching a Rangers game. I mean, I can't remember one. I'm watching that game. Did you get excited watching that today at any time? Put your seat, shouting and bawling, no? Apart from frustration.
No. Just when the whistle went and I was getting ready to come on here again with yourself, that was about it.
It's dreadful, isn't it? It's dreadful you're admitting these things and going, that's dreadful. I never get excited. You're just sitting bored going, oh, here we go. Oh, he's fell out of the ball again. Oh, he's gave the ball away again. Oh, a pathetic shot, a pathetic attempt at a shot. Oh, he can't quite cross the ball. Oh, he missed past that. That's all you see time and time and time again. It's woeful football, just woeful football. And it's all basic stuff. There's nothing technical about it. It's simple passes that they're misplacing. This is the crazy, frustrating thing about it. Stuff like they're trying a really difficult pass. Go, oh, that's near luck. That stuff is well spotted there. It's just simple, straightforward passes. They're getting the ball away, just losing control, controlling the ball as well. It seems to be a difficulty for some of them. Anyway, do you want to talk about the game? There's not much to talk about.
No, mate, there's not really. As I said, the first couple of 5-6 minutes, I thought we actually looked pretty good. Came out the traps pretty quickly. Again, Barami created some stuff down that left-hand side. And I thought that kind of would have been the way the game went. But from there, mate, until near enough just the end of the first half, I thought Falkirk, as much as they had less possession, they dictated the game, the tempo, the speed. They were structured, they were disciplined. And it just shows you we can't play against a low block because we've got no creativity. So again, the first half was boring, if I'm being honest. And then the second half wasn't any better. The subs that came on, did they really make an improvement? Not really. I think the biggest chance we probably got to score was Gassama in the 80th minute, I think it was. And he's doing that right-hand side and he chops back. It's a good save from the keeper, but you expect him to score when he's in that position. But I think as well, naivety if he gets his head up. Bairamy's opened at the back post.
Well, you can say, I mean, he's not interested in playing with anybody. He just plays his own game. He's not interested. He's. I don't care. I mean, he takes a shot on. People have not got an argument with that. Take the shot on. Score, son. You got to score for it. You can't then just no score, and then see your teammates standing wide open. You're going to get blamed for it, rightly so. You're not going to get blamed for it if you hit the net, but you never hit the net, and that's his problem. He does the wrong decisions, and he will live the consequences. And I don't care what anybody says, he's no fit, that boy. There's something wrong with that boy. You need to, Rowe needs to get to the bottom of him right away and say, like, 1 minute you were on fire. Now, a winger's a winger. We know they blow hot and cold, but there's something definitely wrong with the boy. He's either hiding an injury or carrying it. They know he's carrying this injury. But he doesn't look the player he was at the beginning of the season. Nowhere near it. But he should have squared that to Barami. And as you say, Barami had a couple of nice wee touches in the first half. He sold through. Then that professional foul on him. I mean, I can't go these professional fouls, but it's part of the game. I know it's part of the game, but it's ridiculous. He slathers by 2 or 3 of them, and then the boy brings them down. You know, and they're all part of them. Oh, well done. You're getting it. It's just really part of the game. I know it is part of the game, but it shouldn't be part of the game. There you go. So he gets booked for that. Then he does it again. He dribbles by 2 or 3 again in the box. I thought we should have done better with that one. We should have actually scored with that position, but we don't even hit the target. So they're back to square one again. I don't know about you, but see, we don't capitalise on the positions. You just know it's going to be a long time in the game before you get another chance. You know, it's just the way this team is. You're saying, well, that's it. We'll need to hear 40 minutes before we even got a sniff at the goal again.
Aye, you're right, mate. And as I said, it's the Livy game midweek and now the day. We just didn't look like scoring at all. As I said, I think I don't think I'd have been surprised if Falkirk had nicked a winner, because the way the game was going, they looked a more dominant side coming on top of us. We were starting to creep into the old ways and be a bit fragile looking at the back. Butland got away with one, in my opinion, with the clearance, and it went away over. The tactics on the manager. This is a question that's been put up there by Barry on Facebook. We tried to break them down, but with no pace, no urgency, and that's down to the manager or the head coach. Doesn't want to obviously see him sacked, but it's surely something that Rowe's got to adjust and think and how we can break these down, because there's a lot more teams that will sit the same way Falkirk did, even at Ibrox and away from home.
Well, we didn't look like scoring today. We didn't look like scoring against Livingston, even though we did score, but we didn't look like scoring. We didn't look like scoring against Celtic at Parkhead. At Hampden, sorry. We didn't look like scoring against them. Last time we played them at Ibrox, we didn't look like scoring either, but that was under Martin. We didn't look like scoring against, what do you call them, Braga during the week there, and we didn't look like scoring against Bran the last European game. So there's plenty of games we don't even look like score. That's his problem. And what is he doing to address this? He's going to get brought into scrutiny, by the way, or brought under the spotlight. You can see you need to start trying to change something to make us look better anyway, to make us look if we're going to score. We don't even have any shots, mate. I mean, how many shots, see the lot since Rose took over, how many shots have we actually had on target in all the games? I think I'm lucky if it's half a dozen, mate. Lucky. That's not good enough, mate. That's simply not good enough.
Well, I can tell you, mate, because myself and AK in Southside discussed it on Friday night. The first 4 league games under Danny Rule, we've got 21 on target from 46. That's before today, obviously. To compare that to Russell Martin's first 4 games, 52 shots with 16 on target.
So what's rules?
46 shots at goal, 21 on target.
I would say that. It's hard to believe that, isn't it? It's hard to believe.
Yep. But how many of them were big chances and converted? That's the other side of that. Because, as I said, and AK brought it up on Friday night, 17 goals in the league. 17. It's the same as the Livingston have got in their bottom currently.
This is desperate. Isn't it? This is getting really desperate. It's how do you sort it, mate? How do you sort it? We've changed wingers. We've changed centre forwards. One thing we've no changed is the midfield, mate. We keep playing the same midfielders in the same positions. You've got Diamandi coming on there. If anyone's under any doubt about that Diamandi, I call him the stupidest player that Rangers have ever signed, right? If you any doubt, just watch what he's done in that game there. He wins. He does a brilliant turn. He runs away. He overplays the ball. He then wins the ball back. But he has to fall down. There's no need for him to fall down, but he has to fall down. He falls down. He spins. He rolls about. He gets the ball back. He loses the ball again, and then he wins it back again, and then he gives it straight away. And you're saying, "What is it with you?" I don't get it with this boy. He's the stupidest player in the world. And then he's pulling a guy in the area. He nearly gave a penalty away as well. He's pulling the guy in the area. I'm going, it's nothing each. We're into the last minutes of the game, and they've got a corner kick, and he starts pulling the player in the area to get it. You know, these referees are like, if that boy gets down, he's a penalty kick. He's getting a penalty kick. I'm saying, why are you so stupid? What is wrong with that boy? What's his problem, by the way? But anyway, I'm laughing because it is funny, because you're looking at it and saying, it can't be this bad. Surely it can't be this bad, but it is this bad. The reality is, you're staring it straight in the face. It's dreadful. How do you change this to start creating chances and scoring goals? Is that the age-old question for most teams in the lower parts of divisions? And can he find the back of the net? Can he create a chance? This is the crazy thing. Can he create a chance?
No, and a lot of people come down and they'll look at the coaching side of that, because arguably, and credit to so, they're the guys who make the decisions to pick the team. They coach them during the week, and if players aren't putting in effort, if they aren't looking fit, if they don't look well drilled, it always comes back to the coaching staff. And I know he's unbeaten in the league. He's got 4 league wins and a draw now, but people out there will look at that performance today, mate, and go, where is the improvement? Because, okay, 4 wins, we're getting goals, we're getting results, most important thing. But today, as I said, is that any better than what Russell Martin's regime is offering?
No, it's not.
I don't think it is.
No, mate. No, it's no. It's not going to be any better either. This is the point. No, it's no rule. Don't for a minute think everybody should all jump on Roll's case, by the way. It's not his fault. It's the player's fault now, because you've threw a manager with him, or 2 managers with him, and now you're on to your 3rd one. And we're starting to blame him and saying, no, hold on a minute. It's not his fault. It's definitely these players' fault. It's nothing to do with managers. It's all down to players and their attitudes and whatever. But it needs to be cleaned out. Put it this way, if somebody says to you today that, see that 11 players that started that, just forget about subs, the 11 players that started that game, you'll never see them in a Rangers jersey ever again. Would that upset you? No, it wouldn't, because there's none of them. You'd say, oh no, you should keep that one. No, you should. No, not one, mate. And that's the quality of player you've got at Ibrox at the moment. Most of the crowd don't like the players. They're looking at the players and going, we don't like their attitude. We don't like the way they're easily brushed off the ball. They give up too easy. If Dundee scored, Falkirk scored today, do you think they were fighting back to win 2-1? And I mean, if Falkirk scored any time in that game, not just at the end, any time in that game, did you see that team fighting back to win 2-1? I didn't. No,
not at all. Not at all, mate.
Again. But that's not the manager, mate. The manager can't go and play for them. He's trying to get them to perform. All my problem with Roll is I'm just seeing the same thing. Like, why is Tab taking on it? Change it. It's not working. We're not scoring for it. He's not doing anything. So change it. Do something. Why are you playing Gasman on the right? He can't play there. He doesn't like it. You get a wee bit. I'm not saying you get much more off him on the left. You get a wee bit more off him on the left. Why is this took all this time to play Burjami? Put him through the centre. Let's see what he can do through. No, I don't mean sort of forward, but on the centre of the park. Things like that. Change it. Try something new. But it's the same formation, the same players, the same positions. Why are you playing arms at right, left back? You've got the wee boy Magoma sitting there. Why you no player? He's played too much. Well, fair enough then, but This doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make it makes sense to me. So that's the criticism you're getting. You can give them, but you can't. The performances you can't criticise them for because these players are just simply not good enough, mate. That's it. We're all in agreement on that. So what does he do? How can you make them better? It's like you give 11 players to any manager, any good manager, and I'm not saying Rose proved he's a good manager, but if you've got a good manager and you give 11 bad players to them, no manager in the world is going to make them a good team. No manager. That's just the way it works, mate. You can carry some players, but you can't carry 11 bad players. And at the moment, apart from Butland, I suppose he's apart from carry on there later on, he's the exception. The other 10, you can't make them good players, mate. You can coach slightly, but you can't make them good. They're no good. They're no good. It's as simple as that.
Just to be devil's advocate, when you said he's not changed the midfield yet and he's done everything else, if that's what we are seeing from Diamonde, for example, and you've got the likes of a Lyle Cameron, who's not had many minutes under Danny Rule, why not just bring him on? In a game like that where you need somebody to get forward, be a bit of energy, Cameron certainly gives you that over Diamonde. So is that then backfiring on Danny Rule in his assessment of these players?
A great question, mate. And I'm the answer to it. I don't know why does they bring him on. The same Curtis, he brought Curtis on. Did Curtis make any difference or any contribution to the game? No. So Roll could come back. If anybody was asking the question, if you were asking the question you asked me there, if you asked Roll that question, he would come back to you and say, well, it's Curtis. You said I don't give Curtis. I gave him a chance there. What did he contribute there? Nothing. But you'll come back, well, he's not played enough games. Well, you can look at Miovski, you can look at some of the other ones and go, Jigger, Fernand, they've not played much games. Arns has not played much games. So it's an argument within an argument, mate. So as far as I'm concerned, I have no idea why Cameron doesn't get a game. None whatsoever. Because it was afraid at the start of the show, Robert, there's nothing to stop any of these players in the squad to get into the team because the ones in the team are not holding anybody out.
I think we were joined by your Jim. Afternoon, Jim.
Good evening. I'm certainly not the wrestling I enjoy tonight anyway after watching that again. I'm just struggling to see what's getting improved here because all I'm seeing here is a group of players that are totally clueless, they're gutless, and they're spineless. A lot of them.
Can't disagree with that, Jim. I'd like to disagree with it, but I can't, mate. I can't.
I'm the same. I wish I could disagree with myself, but this is not acceptable. It's not acceptable anymore. I'm now asking myself, I think I'll ever see a Rangers team win a league again. Really, I'm being serious. I'm 58, and I'm at the stage now. I don't even want to go to the football. I don't want to go and watch that. I sat there the day and watched that last 25 minutes of that game today, man. I'll tell you, I don't know how many times I really put my boot through my telly. Absolutely ridiculous. The least you ask is the same commitment that's coming in there for these fans. It's shocking. Absolutely shocking. But
what do you change in, Jim? Where do we go from here?
No. The 3 years is who I would be changing. He's picked these guys. People are saying, you can't cut, you go to cut them slack. You can only cut them slack for so long. This is not acceptable. They're not even trying. Asker, Aarons, Admin, Jesus Christ almighty, man, what's going on with the boys? And even Gassama, Gassama to me is a waste of space. It's a waste of space, no interesting. Does he want to go? What he wants today, again, I said the other night there, it's like watching Michael Beale again. Our two wingers are cutting inside, they're tucked inside, and there's no width.
Oh, but you picked up that with Gassama that he doesn't look the same player he was when he first came in. When he came in, he was fast, he was pacey, he was taking players on, showing skill. He's regressed so much in such a short space of time, which is surprising, considering that Danny Rule obviously worked with him down at Sheffield Wednesday, had high hopes for him coming to the club in the first place. But then when Danny Rule's appointed, he's obviously asked about Gassama, and he said himself, I know how to get the best out of him. Well, when's that going to happen? Because we've not seen it.
We've definitely not seen it, mate. I definitely not seen anything. I mean, you've got to remember the two of them, Sam and Ant-Man, they came in at first. Ant-Man, his first game was outstanding. Gassman, for a few games, was great. But all of a sudden, they get coached. And you come to Rangers as a case of not just going forward, you need to work back. It's the working back, it seems to knock the stuffing out of them. They don't like it. They don't want to work back. They want to only go forward. They want to stay forward and just run forward. They don't like it. And all of a sudden it's no, you need another edge to your game. Another edge to your game is working within the team and doing the hard yards, the horrible yards. No, the yards that win you games, they type of yards. They don't want to do that. They've just not got the stomach for it. And if that's the case, they need to go. It's as simple as that. You need players in there that are prepared to fight and work for the team. We haven't got that, mate. We haven't got a team, let's be honest about it. It looks like 10 individuals out there, or 11, count the goalkeeper, but 10 outfield individuals. I don't see a team.
Clueless. We're absolutely clueless, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. There's no doubt about that. And we, to be honest, Jim, I don't know about you, but I would like we even looked like scoring today.
We still be playing it now. I don't think we'd have scored. Decision making all over the parks. It's mind blowing. It really is. I mean, I'm going to have a go at him again. His substitutions again with Barron and taking Barami off. He even heard the guy on the Rangers TV going like, "Wow, man, really?" And that wee Tom's come away. Maybe they're keeping them for Dundee United. I couldn't give a monkey's. What's happening at Dundee United? The day was the game. They had to win. No against Dundee United. They're keeping them fresh for Dundee United. Never heard such your life. Honest man, I'm 58, man. I think I would have mellowed by the way in a wee bit with my football, but this is really getting to me. This is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. How we solved it, I don't know. I know I had to think there we failed you on the chat hang here, but it's pathetic, absolutely pathetic.
Jim, obviously, you could feel the tension and the frustration coming from the stands as well. And it was the same on Thursday night when I was at the game. The moans, the groans, and they just got bigger and bigger as the game went on today. And you could just sense it. And then obviously the reaction at the end, that's towards the players. And ultimately, it's them that's got to stand up. Jack Butland said pre-match, talking about players coming in, obviously Fernandes, for the boys that are injured, to step up and take their chance. Well, the guys that are in the squad week in, week out, they need to start stepping up because they're not showing good enough, they're not showing enough quality, the appetite, the hunger. Falkirk looked hunger today. As I said, they came with a game plan, they set up, they came away with a point. I don't think any of us could argue if they went away with 3.
You see them in the last 5 minutes in the stoppage time. They're busting a gut, they guys, to close things down. Falkirk players look are shutting down other place. He put a ball into their box. They've got 3 players. I think it was. I can't remember who the 3 were. They all get chipped in. They were clueless. I'm seriously had enough of this. I really am. I had enough of it.
Oh, but does it boil back down again to the debate about more Scottish players in our club? Because there's Falkirk today, starting with 8 Scottish players, 3 English players, and we have only got Conor Barron.
I don't think it's anything to do with any of this. I think it's more to do with it's quality. It's just quality, mate. If the quality Scottish players there, I get them. Aye, definitely. Don't get anything against Scottish players. Tell me Scottish players, any Scottish players would have made any difference today. This is
I'm there for years.
I don't think it. I know people want to think of ideas and say, "Oh, it's this, it's that, it's the next thing." None of us have got a clue actually what's actually happening here and how we improve it. That's the facts here. The trouble is, we need to get people in who do know how to sort it, and it's quality. We know it's quality, mate, and we need to get players in that actually give a damn. And that's difficult in modern day football, mate, because there's all these. I mean, look at these guys on that park. Most of them are millionaires now, and they play like millionaires now. I don't care. I really don't care that much. No, Matondo's a good example. Sitting in the bench.
They're not interested. I don't think they're interested.
No, they're not, mate. They're not. I mean, look at Asgard. I couldn't see a player that doesn't look more disinterested in football all my life. He doesn't really care that much. He's always flicking the ball up and doing stupid things, and you're saying, "What are you doing all this for? What's all that about?" But he doesn't affect anything in the game. He doesn't influence anything. He doesn't do anything. No passing, no winning challenges, nothing. He's not the only one. There's plenty of them in there doing the same thing. We're not good enough. It's as simple as that. Simply not good enough. Millions of fans up and down the countries watching their own teams have been through this sometimes in their history, watching the same garbage and thinking to themselves, how do you sort this to carry on? But sort it we must, and it's all down to better players, and you need to get the people in who know how to build teams. At the moment, we've no one who knows how to build a team.
Would the Biffy say this is probably the worst Rangers team you've ever seen? It's going to be one of the worst squads I've ever seen.
Well, it's getting close, mate. I don't think it's there yet, but it's close. It's no a million miles away from it.
I think there's a good argument for that, Jim, because you could probably look back at the squads we had, even when we were doing the divisions. Either wanted to fight to get back up to the top flight and things like that and win trophies down in the lower leagues, but they still got to show a bit of hunger. Don't see it. Maybe you see it from one or two players a game, but that's not good enough. You need it from every single player that takes to that pitch. And I think it's a sad indictment when you're sitting here, November, and you're saying, just give you end of season award now to Jack Butland. Tells you where we're at.
See the thing of how bad it is. We've lost one game this season, we're sitting 7 points behind him. Lost one game this season against Hearts. That's how bad it is.
It's the draws that killed us at the start, and it'll be as well. It's a
That's
factor.
It's back down to scoring goals, isn't it? It seems to be that at one time it was no scoring goals and conceding goals. Now we're sort of cleaned up the score conceding goals. But we still don't even look what's scoring. We just don't look what's scoring. It's not like we're making all these chances and can't put the ball in the net. We don't create any chances, so we're never going to score. So that's the big, huge problem that I see. We're going to have to sort that in January. If you have any chance of competing in it, what will remain Scottish Cup, the league.
Andy, remember that big man?
He's talking to somebody else.
What do, lads, if you don't mind, if you stick yourselves on mute, we'll get the analysis from Danny Rowe, who spoke after the game. So stick yourselves on mute and we'll listen to Danny Rowe.
Goalless draw here this afternoon. What did you make of that one?
I think at first they of course understand the frustration, the disappointed, a draw at home. It's not our expectation. We want to win these games. We had some moments where we can score, but we had also some moments where we miss good opportunities because of our decision making. I think all in all, we make steps forwards, but again, the steps forwards are sometimes too small to make these improvements. For me, it's about, now I'm here since 6 weeks, I get a better feeling for the group. I see where we are. I see at the moment also what we have to improve in next weeks and months, because in football 1 week it's not so much. When I'm arrived, it's about winning. In the league so far 4 wins and 1 draw today, 3 clean sheets. This goes in a better direction, but of course in a perfect world we want to have 5 wins from 5, and this is what we have to improve.
Yeah, obviously the squad will be disappointed with today. How do you make sure that doesn't affect them too much, given the progress that you did mention there?
No, there's no alternative. I think we have to mix disappointed, frustration and miss reality where we are at the moment. I think this is a big part. This is my job to give them a clear picture in which direction I see steps forwards and which steps or which parts we miss the steps forwards, and I hopefully give them again the new solutions. And in 3 days we have the next game. It's about refresh the mind, go again and try to improve.
Just in terms of today's performance, what was it that frustrated you the most today?
Decision making, especially in the last 25 meters. Even in transition moments, there were some good opportunities where there was much more on. And if you make then the wrong decisions, then a team can cover, can come behind, and then you have to find again the solutions. We played in the first half also some good passes in dangerous areas, but then the final action, and this is the biggest job for us at the moment. I'm happy with 3 clean sheets from 5 games. But in the final third, we want to score more, we want to create more chances, and this is about decision making, and for this we have to work hard.
Oh, well, a few things in there that I agree with and a few things I disagree with, which is the first time this season I'll hold my hands up and say I disagree that there was any steps forward made today. I didn't see any. What I will agree with him is decision making once again is cost us, and that's not the first time this season.
I would say he's trying the steps forward he's talking about is in the defence, because we didn't look like they scored either, and we did defend a lot of tricky situations really well. I think that's what he's talking about. But you're right, the going forward, no, there's no progression whatsoever in that at all. That's just as much. This is just as pathetic as it was at the start of the season as it is right now, because if not worse, because it's incredible, man. Incredible that a Rangers team can't create any chances. In all these games, cannot create any chances. It's incredible. I'm telling you, I don't think in my lifetime I've seen it this bad. You always create chances. See if that was a nothing each draw today, Robert, and we had created hundreds of chances and we're hitting the bar and the keeper's having a blindery a game and clears himself the line, save after save and things like that. You wouldn't get booed if you say, well, that was just them having one of their games. No, I mean an absolute brilliant game. But you're getting booed because you never created nothing. We don't look like winning the game. And that's why you're getting booed off. That should never happen, especially at Ibrox. That's the point. But agree or disagree with them. The facts are the facts. We're no scoring goals and we're no winning games. Or we were winning games, but we're no winning games. They're not winning enough games. Too many draws in the league. That's all facts of life. So what we're going to do? I think he's sort of resigned himself to the fact that I need to wait to January to see what I'm getting in January before we actually can make any progress. I think that's what he's thinking to himself. I mean, one of the things I would say, be asking the 3 centre forwards, what are they saying to the rest of their teams, their mates in the squad? I mean, what are they saying? I mean, many goals have they 3 scored between them, 2 or 3 or something? They must be sitting going, hold on. I mean, if I was one of them, or the 3 of them, I'd be getting together and going, look, we never won with this, Mom. We're not getting nothing. We're feeding nothing. We're getting nothing supplied to us. Yet we're getting a majority of the criticism here. And it's not their fault. It's not entirely their fault. Of course it's their fault because they're part of a team, but it's not entirely their fault. The biggest problem is creating the chances, and I don't see how that's going to rectify with the existing players we've got.
The worrying thing for me from today, mate, if you look at it, we made 4 changes, and all 4 changes were in that final third forward line, and it wasn't any better than midweek against Braga. 4 changes, you're hoping maybe offer something different. There was nothing. So for me, again, it boils down to the quality of player that we've got at our disposal. And I take your point that he's resigned himself to, right, January, I'll get people in. But there's games like today and upcoming Wednesday night. You've got to play the games in front of you before you can even consider January, because January could look a lot different if you don't get points between now and then as well. And how many, realistically, between now and January could we actually get with tricky away ties?
I think that's what he's done. He's resigned himself to the fact, going, I can't change anything. I can't make it better. If I could make it better, he would make it better. I mean, can't he? What is he doing, Robert? What is he supposed to do? He can't magic up a forward line out to there and say, right, they're all going to play brilliant. He can't make an existing players play brilliant. If they're out of form, that's different. They can play themselves into form. But you're looking at some of these players and you're saying, we've already said, the quality's not there. He can't give them quality, mate. This is your problem you've got. And I think he's resigned himself to the fact, going, look, I need to stagger through this as best I can. And if we get victories along the way, brilliant. But you looked at that today, and you're going, he didn't put them on there to play like that. And as you say, he's changed he changed 4 in the forward line for Thursday. And Thursday we didn't look what's going either. So what else has he got today? There's nobody else in the squad. Everything else has been used, mate. He's seen it all. There's nothing there. And he's hoping. And by the way, see January, he's hoping. He's not expecting. He's hoping that he gets decent players in January for the areas that he wants immediately. and they're going to hit the ground running. There's a big chance you're taking here, and we're all expected January. Oh, I'll be better, a bit better in January when we get play. There's no guarantees here, nothing at all. It's one of the situations. It's a bad situation we're in, and you're hoping players who are here in bad form come on to form. You're hoping Sterling's strong enough to last the season, and he is the player he was before he got injured. Oh, this is hope and wishing, and there's absolutely zero guarantees. I'm looking for a bit of spirit. And how do you put spirit into a team that's spiritless? How do you motivate them into? If people don't like Raskin, for example, again, I'm not picking one player, but Raskin, his mind's everywhere but Ibrox. It's not Ibrox, mate. He's thinking the World Cups and moves and where he wants to be and premierships and all that good stuff. He's no thinking about him Falkirk. Falkirk's nothing to him. He's no thinking about, oh, we need to help the team to get over to the new year, so I get my move in January. What he's thinking about is, where is am I going? How much am I getting? And am I going to get in the team so I can get into the World Cup squad for Belgium? His priorities are all over the place, mate. So Martin tried to explain this to us right at the beginning of the season, but nobody wanted to listen to him. But he was explaining all these things, and nobody was listening. That people's minds are everywhere, but Ibrox, they're all over the place. And then we start the season and it's a disaster, and we wonder why. Because remember, the window was still open at that time. But the point I suppose I'm trying to make is that when you've not got players who are totally committed and focused on what they're doing, and we haven't got these players, mate, it's a fact. Look at the state they're in. What is the manager supposed to do? Well, so if we don't like Roll now and we get rid of Roll, who do we get next? We just keep doing this. It's going to happen season after season after season after season. We're getting nowhere, mate. We're not making one bit of progress within the club. And I think that's what Kavanagh's realised now, and saying we can't keep doing this. This is nonsense. It's really nonsense now. How do we sort this? First of all, you need to identify the problem. At the moment, in the football terms, it's just simply the players are no good enough. They're not got the highest quality. What quality do you, how big a quality do you add to that squad? What level of player do you need to add to the squad to make it better? And I don't think it's the next step up. I think it's 2 or 3 steps up. And I don't think we can afford that kind of quality, mate. I really don't. Thanks to our pals in the Premiership who've just blew the market to pieces. So again, you're in a dilemma. It's a conundrum. It needs to be sorted, mate. But all we can do is sit and watch a game like that today and go, we wish in decent players. We wish we could do this. We wish we could do that. If we had stole a 1-0 victory the other day, we wouldn't be talking like this. We'd be talking, oh well, we thought it's horrible, but this is what wins your leagues. You tweak out a victory in a game like that. But we didn't, and we're sitting here greeting and moaning about losing 2 points. We need quality players. Yeah, it's mental, man. It's just mental. Is there a solution? I told you, there is a solution. Better quality players.
Aye, and that's the hope you've got in January. As you said, mate, you hope you can bring in players that can add real quality to the squad, and they've got to be starters. For me, I think we've touched on it a few times this week. They need to be starters. They can't be squad players. We know January's a tough window, but you're also hoping on the flip side, mate, that you've got some clubs out there that might take some of these players off us, because if you watch currently, there's not a lot of players that are going to be catching the eye of other clubs. So them are left with players on our books that aren't good enough, don't want to be at a club, don't want to play for the club. And it just becomes a real mess. And that's obviously a big problem come January. But for me, I know it's not his group of players, we know that. That's no secret. But for me, it might just be my opinion here, mate, but the makings of a good coach or manager is showing that you can work with what you've got as well until the times come when the going gets tough. It's how you get through it. How can you change a game and make draws into wins, or how do you shoot up defences? We've got 3 clean sheets. That's an improvement. But clean sheets don't win you games unless you're not scoring at the other end, mate. And that's the big point that is still evident to all our eyes.
I think so he has made improvement. This is the point, mate. He has made improvement. Just no big enough improvement. But he has made improvement. It's not going to be good enough till you get players in. It's not going to be good enough till the quality goes up. And See the great managers and the good coaches. No, it's funny how they've always got good players in it. Good players make good coaches. No, I mean, I don't mean they actually turn into good coaches. I mean the reputation of the coach who's actually coached them. They make them better, sounding better. Like Marino and all that. Marino had great players. Look at your man, Guardiola. Great players. He's got great players. He's always had great players at Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester City. You can't say, oh well, he's took a. He'll come up with a Rangers, say, take that Rangers team and turn them into a Bayern Munich or a Real Madrid or a Barcelona or a Man City. It doesn't happen, mate. You just need better players. And the better player you get, the better your coach is. It's not the other way about. Good coaches transfer once they've got good players. And the players know that. In the professional game, the players know that. So that's why the demands are always so much. They put so much demand on the club itself, the players. But anyway, we've no got the players, and we've no chance of getting the quality of player that we really need. So we need to battle on. It doesn't mean you can't beat Falkirk, mate. Come on, let's be honest about it. These players that we've got out there, they should be able to beat Falkirk. But the sad fact is they didn't. And that's you're back to this carry on. And you see a league and you see a quality of team player within the league. We're not the only ones in this position. Other teams are getting away with it, mate. But they're new. That mob across the city, their team's crap as well. They're just getting away with it at the moment. They're under the illusion that they're going to get a big spend in January with a new manager, and then it's going to be hunky dory, and they're all going to get back to service as normal. That ain't happening again, mate. Trust me, that will never happen again. But at the end of the day, they're still better than us. You can't argue they're better than us. They're getting the results. That's all they're getting, and that's what counts. So the quality throughout the league's pretty poor. But again, they can handle it. We can't.
Aye, character, attitude, to name a few words. Listen, we've reached that time of the show anyway, mate, so give me your final thoughts, and again, thanks again for joining me. I always appreciate your contribution.
No bother, Paul. It was such a negative at the end, but see, we've got to, it's a reality check. We need to live the dream, as they say, or not live it. The facts are the facts, mate. And one thing in the Rangers Radio, we're not delusional and think we're great when we're no great. We tell the truth. We critique what we see, and that's about it, mate. It was nice to be with yourself in the background team there. Well, there's always next week, mate.
I've got Wednesday night midweek first, don't forget that one. Away to Tannadice Wednesday night.
That is next week to me.
Aye, when you wake up from your naps.
Aye. Which I hope
again,
I'm
mate.
going into one right away. Right? Aye, bother.
I can just thank again Olbia for joining me on the show today. Always a pleasure to be on with him. Jim that obviously phoned in and gave us his points as well. Everybody out there that listened on Facebook and YouTube, and those that commented, gave us your thoughts and questions as well. We'll try and do a wee bit more of that as the shows go on throughout the week as well. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back on Monday night from 8 PM to look back at today's game and obviously build up to that game against Dundee United on Wednesday night at Tannadice. Try and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Stay safe. Take care. Take it away, Old School Blue.